even though I don't agree with many of those people on most subjects, some of the things they say even make me want to throw up. It takes courage for them to speak out against this administration, and they did, and they deserve credit for it, and thanks. For telling their followers that our government cannot be allowed to control what we do and do not say on television, and that we have to stand up to it. I've been hearing...
I have to tell you something. If someone said that my daughter was a hot piece of I would put my fist through his face. Someone who would bring down the country because he doesn't win does not deserve anything, deserves nothing. He deserves nothing. He does not deserve any kind of respect.
Donald Trump's presidency has become a spectacle that practically writes its own parody. Jimmy Kimmel and Cher don't even need to stretch their imaginations because every day in the Trump White House feels like an improv sketch inside a collapsing circus tent. They aren't crafting new jokes, just arranging the chaos into neat comedic packages. Trump has turned public office into performance, and Kimmel and Cher are his loudest hecklers.
Half of us are worried Trump won't do the things he promised. The other half are worried he will do those things. I'm in the latter category. We're not even a day in. He's already done there's so many terrible deeds, but he's also done some fun things. Like when he said this, and I want you to listen closely here, because the question is, does he say every day we get some penis?
Every single day we get some
The people he will bring with him will put an end to any hope that women have of getting the rights that we had in Roe versus Wade. I believe they will put an end to any gay marriage. They will put an end to gay adoption. It's not going to hurt me. I'm 70. It's not going to do anything to me, but it's going to do stuff to young people. And
if you're enjoying this video, please make sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. Jimmy Kimmel doesn't waste a second painting Trump as a man obsessed not with governing, but with curating the world's tackiest reality show. Instead of policies, there are plot twists. Instead of leadership, there are catchphrases. Kimmel's humor cuts by exposing how Trump still thinks of the Oval Office as a set piece, where cameras must always be rolling, applause must always be cued, and every scene must have a hero. And somehow, he still believes he's the one filling that role. The delusion is so rich, it's practically high art.
If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Kimmel wastes no time painting Trump as a man obsessed not with governing but with producing the tackiest reality show on earth. Instead of policies, there are plot twists. Instead of leadership, there are catchphrases. Kimmel's humor stings because it exposes how Trump sees the Oval Office as a stage set where cameras must always be rolling and applause must never stop, with Trump convinced he's the star. The delusion is so extreme, it borders on high art.
Appointed chairman of the FCC by this former crusader for free speech.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down.
That was also in 2022.
Cher takes the demolition to a glamorous level, mocking Trump like a stage diva scolding an understudy who never hits his cues. She laughs at his obsession with dramatic entrances, strutting across stages as if destiny itself trails behind him. But instead of destiny, it's just a weary teleprompter operator sighing in despair. Cher doesn't exaggerate. She simply shows the reflection, and it's already absurd enough.
loyalty, I don't think he has two moral fibers to rub together. He wants to be the king, but he doesn't want to do the work. And I mean, I can't imagine, it's like breaking news. South Korea has bombed North Korea, and President Trump comes up to the platform, to the podium and says, what? You know, what could he possibly say? He doesn't know anything about anything. You know, I'll call my friend Vladimir and he'll tell me what to do.
Kimmel gleefully mocks Trump's endless need for validation, pointing out how every press conference feels like a failed therapy session. Instead of answering questions, Trump delivers monologues to reassure himself that he's the star. Kimmel ridicules his insecurity, joking about how he counts crowd sizes like a mall Santa tracking kids in line. It's presidential politics reduced to a third-rate Las Vegas act, and Kimmel knows it.
And I wonder, how did that guy turn into this guy.
Who would you like to see replace Kimmel on late night?
Well, a lot of people, anybody could replace him. The guy had no talent. Kimmel look, he was fired, he had no talent. He's a whack job, but he had no talent, and more importantly than talent, he had no, because a lot of people have no talent, they get ratings. But he had no ratings.
Well, I do tonight.
Cher takes her shots by highlighting Trump's taste for gaudy self-promotion. She compares him to a man decorating every room like a discount palace, where gold-plated toilets shout louder than any policy success. She roasts his obsession with branding, mocking how everything from steaks to bottled water carried his name. Yet none survived the market longer than a cheap infomercial. In Cher's telling, Trump isn't a leader. He's a door-to-door salesman who wandered into politics and never left.
He's an asshole. He's he's such a dangerous. I don't know how he is a candidate. He is so dangerous, and what he brings to my country, what he's awakened in my country, is bigotry and distrust and a certain kind of supremacy.
Kimmel focuses on Trump's contradictions, mocking how he poses as a champion of ordinary people while living in untouchable luxury. Fast food on silver platters, blue-collar pandering wrapped in gold-plated narcissism. Cher builds on it, comparing his self-mythology to a magician who demands ovations for tricks everyone can already see through. Kimmel skewers his rambling speeches, likening them to drunken karaoke where the lyrics slip out of sync with the music. The comedy doesn't even need exaggeration. Trump's words collapse under their own nonsense.
That's what he said. Every day we get some... Let's listen to that one more time.
Every single day would get subpoenas.
Well, that was his campaign promise, a penis in every pot. As is tradition for every incoming president, Trump has a new portrait. He posed for this menacing photo. It goes up at every post office, every airport. That spray tan scowl will be glaring at you every time a TSA worker frisks your junk from now on.
Cher ridicules Trump's nostalgia, joking that he sells a golden past that never existed, like a greatest hits album full of songs no one remembers. She shows his vision as a fever dream stitched together from slogans and grievances. Kimmel goes after his thin skin, noting how a single joke or headline throws him into rage, making him look less like a president and more like the world's most fragile celebrity. Cher drives it home by mocking his addiction to applause, comparing rallies to talent shows where he begs for louder cheers, a performer desperate for encores long after the crowd has grown tired.
In groups and he lies. He tells something, and then you go back and you see what he said, and it seems like the truth both times. He's so terrific at lying. I've never seen anybody so good. I mean, it's amazing. I could go on and on this subject forever because I'm so traumatized by him.
Kimmel ridicules the nepotism circus, comparing Trump's White House to a sitcom where family members land roles regardless of talent. Cher joins in, mocking his craving for flattery and portraying the cabinet as a fan club where affirmation replaces expertise. She likens it to a karaoke night where no one dares hit the buzzer. Kimmel sharpens the attack by exposing Trump's obsession with the media. He calls out the absurdity of a man who pretends to hate coverage while feeding on it like oxygen. Trump isn't battling the media, he's addicted to it.
You almost have to feel sorry for him. He did his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly. He might have to release the Epstein files to distract us from this now. Now, a lot of people have been asking me if there are conditions for my return to the air, and there is one. Disney has asked me to read the following statement, and I've agreed to do it. Here we go. To reactivate your Disney Plus and Hulu account.
Kimmel mocks the contradictions in Trump's image: victim and conqueror, underdog and king, outsider and insider. Cher laughs at his attempt to play every role at once, piling contradictions into a mountain of absurdity. They expose his obsession with presentation, where every event feels like a shaky pageant or game show instead of a presidential duty. Kimmel turns his social media posts into comedy, treating them like a teenager's diary desperate for likes. Cher heightens the joke by comparing him to a lounge singer who won't leave the stage, crooning the same off-key song while the audience drifts away.
The new regime has already redecorated the Oval Office. They moved in a bust of Winston Churchill, a portrait of Andrew Jackson, and this was smart. They put plastic covers on the couch in case J.D. Vance gets a little too lovey-dovey. Trump's infamous Diet Coke button is back. He's also got, this time he's got a chalupa cannon and a McNugget knob, too. And he has another little button to lock the door when he hears Elon coming. Elon Musk reportedly badgered Trump into giving him an office in the West Wing. It's kind of a tough situation for Trump because, on the one hand, you know he can't stand this guy. On the other hand, he needs his money. It's what they call a Melania's dilemma.
They expose Trump's reliance on distraction. Kimmel jokes that every crisis gets buried under a louder feud, while Cher frames him as a magician repeating the same scarf trick until the crowd forgets the act. Kimmel also ridicules Trump's claims of toughness, laughing at how he collapses under minor critique. Cher builds on it, portraying him as a reality show contestant begging not to be eliminated, or a child flaunting authority like a toy. Together, they paint a presidency that feels like a costume worn for applause rather than for purpose.
The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. He was somehow able to squeeze Colbert out of CBS. Then he turned his sights on me, and now he's openly rooting for NBC to fire Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers and the hundreds of Americans who work for their shows who don't make millions of dollars. And I hope that if that happens, or if there's even any hint of that happening, you will be 10 times as loud as you were this week. We have to speak out against this.
Kimmel mocks Trump's habit of inflating every achievement, showing how his superlatives never match reality. Cher adds that his real talent is spinning ordinary acts into supposed triumphs. They reveal his need for constant enemies, journalists, rivals, critics, like a cartoon with rotating villains. Cher pushes the gag further, casting him as a soap opera writer inventing conflict to keep ratings alive. The act is predictable, recycled drama that shows his fragile grasp on loyalty.
I am very excited, I am very proud, I'm exhilarated even, because from here on, we aren't just following the Donald Trump drama in New York, we are part of it. Now, we are part of the official record of the people versus Donald Trump. I will explain in a moment, but suffice it to say that when Ryan Murphy makes the 9-part miniseries about this for Fubo, I will be in it. I would assume someone like George Clooney or maybe Chris Hemsworth will be playing me. Guillermo, you will be in it.
They mock Trump's disposable loyalty, with Cher comparing him to a director who endlessly recasts roles just for applause. The revolving door of allies becomes part of the farce. They also tear into his obsession with optics in foreign affairs. Kimmel skewers the empty photo ops, while Cher calls the pomp cheap theater, with Trump posing like a reality TV statesman. Finally, they demolish his self-image. Kimmel mocks his dream of historic greatness, while Cher compares him to a miscast actor fumbling lines. The comedy cuts deepest because it doesn't invent flaws. It simply shows the absurd mismatch between his ambition and reality.